I was babbling the first segment. Hey, 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 I'm Jordan A. Smith, and we are back to Talk Back for Teens. This is episode 18.0. And I just wanted to point out some very, very key topics for the evening. We, Talk Back for Teen, have an Instagram now. So you can follow us on Instagram as well. Like our pics, of course. Have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes? And so you can like our pics on Instagram. We also have a Facebook. Do not forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And as you probably can guess for the evening, our topic is parties. I'm Jordan A. Smith, and I'm here with Miss Tatiana. And how old are you, Tatiana?
I'm 17 years old.
All right, and we would love to talk to you about parties for the evening. And so I can recall as a young adult or a toddler even, how parties have evolved. I remember being, I don't know, maybe 3 or something, and parties was nothing more than birthday and balloons. Mm-hmm. And as I got older, even first grade, parties were like bringing cupcakes to class. And I know that's not really a party, but that was a big thing then. Then like 10 years old, parties were sleepovers, and then 16, parties became more of parties that we know today. I believe 16, I went to my first club. And it was not in the U.S., but I went to my first club. That was the closest thing I ever got to house parties. But that's how parties have evolved for me. How about you?
Pretty much the same exact thing. Like elementary school, cupcakes and the cookies, and whoever can bring the most cupcakes.
Oh,
the most
you were it.
Cupcakes. I'm like,
you were it.
You have to have the rings on the cupcakes and everything. Like, it had to have a theme to it.
Exactly.
That's what was a big thing, especially in elementary school. And then later on, like in 5th or 6th grade, it came to like different topics, like theme parties at the houses, like Halloween parties and stuff like that. That was my first house party, a Halloween party.
Wait, you'll tell us about that later, right?
Yeah.
Don't hold any details back.
I
want to know.
I will. But after that, I didn't go to house parties or anything like that because they were so different. Sooner or later, they were like bringing alcohol and everything. So it's different from elementary school to high school.
Exactly. And I know, like, for right now, I am a senior right now in high school, and you are?
I'm a senior.
Oh, okay, perfect. We're both seniors. I know right now I'm not very active in the, sorry, it's so many of them. Will we just pop? I'm not very active in the party scene right now, but I know there's so many going on, and the big thing right now is invitations. I know you guys have heard of many reality shows where parties are big. They talk about parties, they plan parties, and that's really big in reality right now. But for me, going to school, invitations are huge. Like this girl at my school actually had her invitations to her 16th party were candy bars. She put her name around it, she put her age, she put the location, and that was your invitation, was a candy bar. I did not get invited to that party, unfortunately, but yeah, it looked like it was going to be something, a place to be, just because of the candy bars. But yeah, as far as going to school now, it's really house parties. It's not, I don't hear about too many of my friends sneaking into clubs or anything like that. It's really, house parties are the big thing. And so you said you went to a Halloween party. Halloween is the season right now. We are in October. And yeah, Halloween is the season. And so I know there are a lot of house parties going on. There's a couple I am a part of planning. Yeah, there's a couple I'm part of planning. And what was the good and bad of that? Because there are some good. Please don't just, think parties, alcohol, drugs, it's some good there.
Yeah. This Halloween party, at first it was fun. Like, there was pizza, cake.
Question, how old were you?
I was like in 3rd or 4th grade, so I was about...
Oh my God, this wasn't a real party? Were the people older than you?
Oh, yeah. It was my sister's friend's party. They were like, and they're about to leave elementary school. They're like in 6th grade.
This is an elementary school party.
It is.
We are teens, you guys. We want to
I
hear
know.
teen stuff, but
I can't go to teen
this
parties.
is the
right
best
now.
we get. Okay. What's the story?
Okay. The party, I saw all these different types of food. They had pizza, cake, cookies, ice cream. They even had the bucket full of apples and water. So it was fun. And everybody was dressed up in costumes. I was dressed as a puffy. I know.
So
I
that's
love
the
my things.
good. What's the bad?
The bad was there was a little bit of conflict there with some of the kids and with parents.
So do you think that, you would imagine that parties is often a place where fights and other altercations can, sprout up. But I actually, now that I recall, I went to a house party, again, not in the States, which I think is a very different experience. It was actually during my time as an exchange student in Peru that I went to this house party, and it was it started off kind of funny. It was me and my friends, and we were all girls. We met up at one girl's house, and her parents took us to the guy's house, and it was just an accumulation of guys, and we just I don't know, it was weird. Like they all they did was drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes. It wasn't kind of, how here it's more about the dancing type of thing. It wasn't that type of occasion there. So yeah. And so you're talking about, it was more about the food. I don't know, it was a bag of chips there, but it's different in different countries. Their focus was more the socializing of it. Indeed. So any other party experiences you can think of?
After that one party, it was like you wouldn't think that elementary school party wouldn't be that big, but like the conflict was.
What was the
huge.
story? Like I must I must figure out. You're in elementary. How can even the parents get involved in such a thing?
Well, I guess that one of my mom, well, not my mom, but my sister's friend, her brother got in conflict with one of her other friends. I guess he hit her with a balloon or popped a balloon in her face, or he hurt her or something like that. She got mad, called her mom. Mom came to the house, argued with her mom. Then my mom came, and then all the other parents' moms came. I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, at least it was parental involvement there. I guess that kind of brought the situation down a little bit. But I heard that parties can get very, very violent. I haven't seen any personally from my firsthand experience. Any other party situations? How about more of the ones that were when you were younger? Because I remember parties when I was younger being so innocent and sweet and really about the food, really about the community, really about the family involvement.
Well,
in ways that don't lead to altercation. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Well, like I said, like elementary school with the cupcakes. It doesn't even matter about parties. It'll be like any holiday. It could be Halloween. It could be Christmas. It could be Valentine's Day. It could be your birthday. Whoever can bring the most the best Valentine's Day cards with the candy in it.
It was the food involvement. We did that all the time. Like I remember autumn parties and stuff like that in elementary school. But I really wanted to talk about the evolving of it because it truly is different. It's no longer about the food. Like food is no longer an issue. It's about socializing in other ways and more importantly, dance.
Yeah, now if I was to go to a party right now as my age and the teenagers are in my age group, it would be a lot different from elementary school. First of all, there probably wouldn't be any food at the party.
One of the biggest parties I can think of for us seniors, juniors, and teens alike is school parties.
Oh, school parties.
Prom, were you thinking that?
Yeah, I was thinking prom.
Prom.
Prom is huge.
Yeah, it is. What was your prom experience?
It was amazing. I loved prom last year. It was completely amazing. We had the music, we had the food. Food was awesome. They had the ice cream bar, the soda bar. They had different appetizers. They had the dance floor and everything. And then everybody was in pretty gowns and suits.
All right, and so that's the good of it, but I definitely could think of some things that weren't necessarily as appealing as the food and the clothing. When the dance part started, it was just
bumping and grinding.
Yeah. In other words, it was wonderful. Like I remember the party. It kind of started off slow. We would have common R&B songs or songs that spoke English that we can understand. I'm not saying anything there. stuff that we can understand. And we were all, fist pumping and dancing and having a great time to it. And then
Slow jam music.
no, not slow jam. It was one slow song played at prom. And then it kind of evolved into like reggae and music. Yeah, it was a lot of reggae. And so I can remember going my junior prom. I went with my best friend, and we completely left the dance floor. It was nothing for us to do. We were fist pumped out. We couldn't dance on each other. But I have realized that that's really what parties have evolved to. Is nothing more than dancing, and for other circumstances, drugs and alcohol. So how, as far as your dance experience at prom, as we're on that topic, what was it?
Pretty much everything. We had the R&B music was really slow when I first got there. Then after that it went straight into reggae and Hispanic music, which I just like left the dance floor. I was like, how do you dance to this?
Nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong. But I did dance with a few, like they did drag me on the dance floor and I started dancing. And then the slow jam music, I danced with my friend. That was my date. But that was pretty much everything. I did every single dance you could think of. I'll admit that.
And so we have now that music and food obviously are very important elements of the parties. How about friends? How about the friends connect to get you to go to the party? Like what is that like?
Well, with my date, he was my friend in senior year, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to go to prom." I'm like, "It's your senior year. You didn't even go to prom
But
yet."
even beyond prom, like how do you hear about parties through friends?
Well, I'm not in that social group because I don't like being connected with that type of group.
What? It's a social group for like the parties?
A little bit. It's like so like at school, there's kids that have like their little tiny parties on the weekends, and then they have like I don't want to say what they do, but then they have the other people.
We want to hear what
You want to hear what they do? Okay.
We'll hear that later, but
yes.
Yeah, we want to hear.
I'm not trying to get in that group because I'm not trying to get myself in the wrong situation.
Wait, okay, I want to point out this fact. Did you think it's only a certain portion of kids that go to parties?
No.
So what do you mean by the certain group that?
Like the kids that so-called call themselves popular, I guess, but quote unquote.
No, popular is not a
quote-unquote.
quote unquote. It's pretty evident, but keep going.
It's different for like different schools' popularity. My popularity at our school is like kids that like to drink and smoke and do all that. Those are
I guess I can know that. Okay.
yeah.
I get that.
And then they have the nerdy geek kids that like to go out to have like little house parties at their house or something like that. Then we have the really, really, really geeky nerdy kids that like to have video game house parties. That does happen.
You know what? I started classifying people in my school. Oh, this is this group, this is that group. And you know what I realized? I realized that I was a part of the nerdy group. So I stopped that game immediately. We don't necessarily have parties about games or anything, but we do have like our parties is like study groups and stuff like that at coffee places. Yeah, but so you think it's a certain group, maybe the populars. This is common knowledge that have parties
At like almost every weekend.
every weekend. So how big are these parties? Are these
These are the type of parties that you might see on the news, like, oh yeah, somebody's got beat up or something, or shot or something like that. It always ends up like that with those type of parties with the popularity kids. That's what always happens.
That's interesting because a party is something that's there to bring friends
Together.
It
can bring enemies too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so these are the house parties. Are we
House parties.
house parties? Yeah. As I said, I only had that one experience with house parties, but it was never a fight. It was never a brawl. It was never anything of the sort. It was just mostly alcohol. And I have my ideas of how alcohol gets to the parties, but how do you think? Because we're all teens here, and we're trying to bring some clarity and shine some light on the situation of teen parties and why they are so vital to us. You know, we want to go, want to have fun with our friends, but yet vital to our health. You know, they kind of work against us. But yeah, I don't know what it is because we all want to come together and want to be in a place where we're not restricted by adults or rules or, you know, in school you only get like 4 minutes passing time to be with your friends, a 45-minute lunch. But you, when we do come together, it always does in some sort of violence. And why do you think that is? And along with the alcohol and drugs.
Well, starting with the alcohol, I don't know how to get it. Sometimes they do have older friends that come and buy it, or they have sometimes their parents that come and buy it.
Parents come and buy it?
Yeah.
Wow. I heard of the older friends and like cousins. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Even like college parties, to go into that, if you have an older cousin, you'll call her, hey, could you go get this? I'll pay you when I get there. When you get there, and that's how a lot of alcohol gets to parties. But parents, you believe?
Yes.
And so well, the parties are held at most parents' house, right?
Then they end up staying there, or they end up buying the alcohol or leaving. I don't know. I've never been to like a house party like that, but from what I hear, yes, parents are involved with the alcohol.
One house party I went to, there was already alcohol in the facility. Like the parents knew about it, but again, this is different cultures, and a lot of times out of the States, it's not so much of a issue to drink alcohol. And I find that once you put those restrictions on students, once you put those restrictions on teens, they want it the more so, and that's why they sneak and they get it, and I guess that raises the question: if alcohol was allowed in the U.S., would there be so much, underage drinking?
Actually, at my school, we just had a debate about the alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, if we should lower the age limit. Like, it shouldn't be 21. It should be, like, lower than that. And I don't think that we should. I think it will start more violence if we did have more alcohol. Because kids was like, okay, well, we can keep on drinking because we're allowed to. And, like, they can bring it to the parties and everything. And God knows else what they might bring to the party. They could bring other drugs besides alcohol.
So you're saying if it starts with the alcohol, other things will get more, other drugs or alcohols, I guess they will come as well.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with teenagers these days craving alcohol. Like, even after prom, so many kids went drinking after prom.
This is crazy. So parties lead to alcohol directly, are you saying that?
From what I've seen at my school, yes.
I don't know.
It's different. Like, if you look at different schools, there's, like, different types of people, different types of culture, different types of groups. Even though we can name them all, like, okay, nerd group, popular group, but it's all different type of people. Like, at my school, the popular kids, they love to drink. They love to do drugs for some reason.
What do you, I don't know, what do you feel is the biggest influence over that? Because I know once you go to parties, and that is where I hear most of the alcohol and drugs are either introduced or distributed. You know what I mean? What do you think is the biggest influence over that? Do you think it's solely parties that is influencing teens?
No, I think that kids are, like, exposed to it at a younger age. Like, they go to a party, or when they get to, like, a certain age, they'll go to a house party and see the alcohol and drinking and everything. Or it could be a gang life that they're into. I know there are a few kids at my school that are still in gangs, and they're like, okay, I'm about to go to this house party, I'm about to go smoke, I'm about to go drink, I'm like, do whatever. So that's the way I see it as, and that's the way that they show it. They're like, okay, I'm about to go to this house party. I always hear it on Fridays.
House parties on Fridays.
Like, Friday, they'll say, okay, there's a house party at such and such on Saturday or such and such on Sunday. Like, I'm like, why are you guys going to a party on Sunday? You got school next day.
All right. Well, I guess we learned a lot from talking to Miss Tatiana. We, you know your name.
You do too.
Well, I guess we learned a lot from talking to Miss Tatiana. Parties, alcohol, food, and social life. Mm-hmm. They all are like a revolving circle. Yeah, so parties is like the root of all of that. I would definitely want to continue our conversation to figure out why is that. I don't understand what connects them all. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You are watching Talk Back for Teen. This is episode 18. Remember to continue this conversation with your own inputs. Always comment on our blog, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Definitely tweet us. Yeah. Thank you.
Catherine.
Hey, dog, yeah, she got the book. Over for that.
School of the arts people or back in the neighborhood? Do you find that changes?
Where's the name?
I don't know where
You
his
guys
neighborhood
live
is.
in
Where's he
Goodman,
from?
right?
But as far as
You
what?
said they live on Goodman?
No, I said she was coming
social
from
circles.
Goodman.
Like they were talking about hanging out
So
with
do you
friends.
live
They were
in
talking about Halloween parties and things. Do you find now that you're the
Oh, we live
junior
in that.
and you hang out with more Soda
live
kids
in
who have maybe interests that are similar to yours?
Yeah.
That was a long question and a one-word answer.
You should be. He's trying to take my job.
Because I'm definitely not in sports.
So
They smoke and
is
drink.
that for a
Can't be an
reason?
athlete
Did
to do
your
that.
family want you to stay
I'm an
out of the public
athlete.
school?
My mom did.
Because of some of the things these girls were talking about. You heard the end of their conversation, right?
Are you
A little
saying?
bit.
Well, am I? No, I am
I'm
saying.
gonna have an argument about this. You
Good.
think it's more going on?
In the suburbs?
They don't do anything. They
Yes,
don't have
they
nothing to
do.
do out there.
In the suburbs?
That's why they have
Out there
alcohol.
is Greece, right? Isn't that
Suburbs,
no.
they have so much drugs. They
That's what I'm
make,
saying
It's
because they have
around the
nothing else to do.
Irondequoit.
and they have the money
Out there
for
is
it.
Irondequoit?
Yeah,
That's out there?
My brother went to Allendale, Columbia.
it's not up here.
See, that's a
Not
good
very
one,
far, really.
right? Allendale, Columbia is one of the schools that my brother went to, and those kids are rich, and they had drugs coming out.
Y'all have the money for
grade are you in?
drugs. We're gonna conform here
10.
in my school.
Me, 11.
I don't-
11?
We only had one
It was only a
crackhead.
little
That
while
was it.
ago you were in 10th.
Yeah.
Okay. What school did you go to before that?
Um,
Your
Well, that's
public
not-
school? Is there a
right,
big
at all.
popularity associated with athletes as opposed to the other parts of the population?
no, pretty much everybody's cool with everybody.
Really?
See, it's
How big
different
is your
in the
school?
city.
How big is your class? Do you know?
Like, with how many people?
Yeah.
Probably just like 20, 25.
20? What class you in? What grade you in?
25
wait,
to a classroom.
Like class or graduating?
Your graduating class.
Oh, 2016.
And how many people are
They
you?
were only
Let's
at
see,
60.
you're a sophomore?
No, 2016.
No, his
yeah.
class is 2016.
Oh,
Oh, so he has 25 people in
So-
his class.
so
No,
what-
I mean, like, not 25 people, but
Are
I don't-
any of
I
your
don't know
friends,
exactly.
Janae,
Basketball?
yes.
if
You play any other sport?
alcohol or drugs are a bigger problem
I was
at
gonna play
parties,
football
or
next
if
year.
fighting, fights,
Did you come from
I got
public
a
school?
good, I
or
got
did you
another
stay in there?
question.
parties that have turned into homicides.
Before I came
What
to,
about
huh?
sports? Like,
Go ahead.
I was on
Are
a
the
jury
Before I
It's
came
trial.
to
also
Bishop
in
Kearney, I was at
sports.
another
That's what
private
we're
school
talking
in
about, this
Tivoli Prep.
popularity thing.
because our
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You are watching Talk Back for Teen. This is episode 18. Remember to continue this conversation with your own inputs. Always comment on our blog, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Definitely tweet us. Yeah. Thank you. Oh boy. Why change?
Suburban schools and city schools, the parties.
We're definitely gonna get to that because they say it's gonna find the 30 year. Why?
People have a perception of what School of the Arts is.
Aspirin. 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 You can hear me. Yeah, headache.
Oh, no, I saw that.
I don't know what to say. I know I got wait. And I need to really practice. Seriously, that's what you ended.
Yes.
Yay! I go talk to them.
Wait,
I'll
there
introduce
it is.
you.